Welcome back, strategy gamers and Victorians. We are going to be playing a released Ireland with no nation wrecking, no bolstering of Ireland from Game Start. Let's see how I do it. Firstly, to do releasing, you go to diplomacy, you can then go to release subjects. We are going to do full home rule across Britain, releasing Wales, releasing Scotland, and then finally releasing Ireland and playing as them. We have the Irish National Land League, the Conservative Party and the Liberal Party. Now, Britain has left us in an awful situation. We have minus 1,000 bureaucracy, giving us 100% tax waste. This is because there is no government administration and we have all of the British institutions. We do need to roll those back. So we'll start straight away looking to push all of these back. And we also want to then look to cancel some of these. So which are the ones that have support to be cancelled? Charity leagues, 6% support to get rid of charity hospitals from the industrialists only. Laws, there's 26% support to get rid of this from the landowners. We can do that from the beginning without a government change. Religious schools, there's no support to get rid of religious schools. Getting rid of the peelers, 22% off on the rural folk. Then colonial settlement, 30% support to get rid of it from the industrialists, the petty bourgeoisie and the rural folk. So a bit of options there for us. I think poor laws is probably the one costing us the most. So first things first, we're going to go into our government. We're going to shift maximum taxation / government wages and military wages. We don't care about the prestige. Running minus 10,000 bed here. You're not able to pass consumption or authority. So what we could look to do is road maintenance in the capital. We're going to slash our wages by getting rid of our entire military. So we're going to get rid of the barracks. We're going to get rid of the naval bases down in Cork as well. The barracks, naval bases. Let's have a look in Galway. Small barracks. We'll leave the port. Up in Belfast, there is so that should be our military, all gone now. If you look, no government administration in any of these. Starting in Leinster, we have tax capacity here. We don't have it in Ulster, and we don't have it in Ulster. So, and road maintenance down here. We're going to go buildings, government administration here, government administration here. Now, what other laws could we look to implement? Welfare payments, nope. Education access, I don't think so from a production point of view. So we currently just have one rye farm here with 3 lead mines, food industry, university in the capital. Could destroy the university. That's currently costing us in government wages as well, another 600. We'll get rid of the university. That's more wages we have to pay. These ports are also costing us money. Now, we do need them from a trading point of view, so it's something to think about. We have logging, dry farms, some lead and food, and there is some just rye down here. Food output, 100 to increase the logging. Oh, authority does help pass laws, actually. We want to bring the Liberal Party in, who are... because the intelligentsia and the industrialists are in favour of passing some of the laws we want to bring about. Can't form this because the devout want to join the Conservatives. So Brian Fitzmaurice here is our ruler, king. Shouldn't be a king, he should be a lieutenant governor. He's of the landowners. He's a traditionalist. He opposes women's rights. He is strong on the traditional view of church and state. He's a bandit. And he's a hedonist. Not great. So that'll be our government. The laws point of view, we're going to look to get rid of poor laws first. Is a trade-off to be looked at when it comes to using your authority to enact decrees in states, like the resource industry improvement here that we have put in place in Ulster, which will improve the true foot by 20%. It's still one. It's going to tick up, so we're not getting huge benefit for that right now. But what it is doing is we have 161 days with the next event. We cancel this. It stays at 1% throughput, which is the same it was on before, so it's still making 120. but we take 20 days off the next checkpoint on this. Then if we come down and look at, we want to do road maintenance because we do want to get the government building built sooner. But if we come and look, we don't need road maintenance in the capital because we're not building there. So that then brings this down a little bit, not a huge amount, so still 140. Now we are getting a 20% throughput improvement on the food industries, which we are seeing straight away. Minus 2% interest approval for the devout or standard of living drop. We don't want the manufacturing drop. We say to change. Plus 10% momentum for the Conservatives or plus 20% enactment. We'll take the enactment boost. It's up to 47%. We're minus 1,000. We can get a society and we are going to go psychiatry, which is a bureaucracy improvement. Our market tab next. Look at some of the balance of payments, some of the things that are expensive for us. So one of the things we could look at is trying to get paper. Import paper. We can get it from the Papal States. That's 15 paper we brought in. These will cost bureaucracy. We can't, no. Can't be doing trading. So we've taken a slow building approach, point of view, not to try and avoid having to go bankrupt. We look at our buildings. So this should give us a positive improvement. So an increase in grain for cost of fertilizer, but I think we have a positive fertilizer at the moment. And then because we're generating it from intensive ranching, we're currently making potatoes, which can be also produce liquor. So it's 75 liquor, which is quite useful. Make less lead and use less tools. I think we'll do that. Make less food as well. It's 118. Okay, that one wasn't hugely cost effective. 40 days for the next event. Let's see if we can get Social Security at the first go. We could get lucky here. We'll get lucky. We didn't. Playwright, plus 10% enactment chance, or prestige. We'll take the enactment chance. Shift to hardwood, which would... No. The Irish Land League. Okay, so we're still at minus 1,000 bureaucracy. That one trade route. Any point taxing? We don't get any money for it. Let's increase our legitimacy. 80 days to the next event. 18 weeks till we build our first center. 7.9 million. Our GDP has decreased. 22nd in the world. 60 pennies a person. 98 in the world. I think trade with the United States wouldn't be the worst thing. 57,000 in debt. We have capacity for 600,000. So we've loads of space. Let's see how we get on. We're less than a week away from the next discussion on Social Security. And we got it at the second time of asking. We're now down to minus 700 balance. Minus 900 bureaucracy. So the next law to... So, colonial resettlement. Let's go. Expensive goods, iron and tools. Trade routes costs 15... bureaucracy. So we're minus 700 bureaucracy. We would get our first center. We will in 1 week's time. There's our first government center, minus 700. We'll get an extra 50 bureaucracy and taxation capacity for paper. Cancel road maintenance, and we're going to shift it being in Ulster, which is now the state building, paying 200 for these wages. So this is a real trade-off in the bureaucracy efficiency. So we're still at 100% tax waste. We didn't get colonial. Tariffs are up to 1.5. We're at minus 2,000 now. Colonial affairs didn't pass. 22%. Grassroots support for the law. Plus 20% enactment chance. So we're not currently building, and that's probably a good thing. To hardwood, 3,000. Now at minus 4,000. Have an investment. didn't get colonial at the second time of asking. Sitting on authority rather than using the authority again to reduce the time between debates on the laws. There's psychiatry, minus 5% bureaucracy population multiplier. Go into production. I think we're going to look at canning. Approval. There we go. There's colonial affairs. We're at minus 448, so that saved us another 100. Institutions. We're now spending 200 on our institutions. So we'll go charity hospitals, which will save us 78 bureaucracy. Now, the reality is the main thing to actually get us out of this hole, less about getting rid of institutions at this stage, more about getting government institutions built that we can afford. So there isn't really much support to go to elected bureaucrats. A bureaucracy improvement. Yeah, I'm not going to get rid of the police. So 180 days. So yeah, the door rang and I stepped away. We'll take the enactment chance. Oh, we've missed a few days. Our buildings have happened. Cancel road maintenance. Enact road maintenance. Open Ulster. Move that to the top of the queue. Ulster still has a tax and short. We're down to 382 bureaucracy. We're at 6,000 a week loss. As our tariffs, 900. Look at some more trading. Rain's not too bad over to the Spanish. We're 997 pounds of tariffs currently. Predicting it should nearly double that. We're minus 615. We're at 382. We enact this, we go to 412. Our tariffs have improved, but not massively, up to 1,000. There's canneries. We can shift this now to consume some iron. Near doubling of our groceries output. Do that. We're still at minus 100% tax. Waste. We're going to go for fractional distillation. Health system, 26% chance of being eliminated. 50 days for that debate. So when we look at our trade here, we have to balance the value we're gaining on the cost of bureaucracy, how many units are being shifted. We're part of a big market, so it's not like we're having much impact on the cost here. So we want to look at the number of units, and that's really one of those driving factors in what's going to generate tariffs. So these are, the die are all pretty, they have a high efficiency. That's a, cost per employee. So if we get more people working from a die, we'll generate money on these routes. There's good tariffs being made on these. 1,000. We compare that to grain routes, 140 units going Spain, which is making 600 in revenue, efficiency 50, to Brazil 300. So it's not great. It's a low volume one. And then one other that we set up, this small paper route, which is only sending 15 units, costing 9 convoys and 15 bureaucracy, and it's only making 145. So this is one I think we'll scrap. So 412 bureaucracy minus 1,004 a week is 106 tariffs. So we're going to cancel this, hit unpause, see the effect that has. There we go. There's health system. That's probably going to have a bigger effect. So we have no health system anymore in poor Ireland. We're minus 319 bureaucracy. Still running 100% tax waste. Look, our tariffs are 106. From bureaucracy point of view, we're now getting minus 90 from trade routes. So as we get closer, we might need to scrap all of these trade routes. We're 30 weeks from building our next government centre in Belfast. Munster is still running a deficit. The Great Molasses Flood, minus 50% throughput. Pops become radicals. We'll take the throughput penalty for a short while. We are going to try and push for elected bureaucrats. It's not going to be hugely popular. It could have opposition. 170 days. We could get lucky here. This could be a big one for us. This is the kind of change that could lead to that bureaucracy improvement. There's a minus 15% bureaucracy institution cost multiplier. Trade routes need convoys. Scrap the Brazilian one. It's probably not doing a huge amount for us now. 118. Scrap this one. Tariffs are now below 1,000. Interest is growing. 750,000 of credit. 300. Bureaucracy minus 7,000 a week. The French might come bail us out. 90 days to see if we can bring in elected bureaucrats. 12 weeks on this government administration. Could spend authority to try and boost petty bourgeoisie, because They're loyal, trigger the treasury bonds if they weren't marginalized. 10% reduction in loan interest rates, and we have debt, a lot of debt. We are careening towards our debt ceiling. 4 days, 3 days, we're going to get elected bureaucrats at 11% chance on the first time of asking. No, we didn't. We 10% bureaucracy drop. Oh, we can't afford that. Or 20%. This is a disaster. This red tape, civil service fights back. Closer we to building Ulster's government building. Oh, we got it in. Buildings point of view. We're now building an iron mine. It should be coming from the investment pool, no? 1.4. 1.3 HS. So there's a teeny trickle going back towards paying for this. I think we're going to have to pause this. 900. Yeah, we are still careening. We're going to hit it. Britain, £1,000 a week. We now have 3,500 interest. Group relations with Scotland. Group relations with England. In default, minus 8,000. Whether we just declare bankruptcy quickly, I think we're going to have to declare bankruptcy. Can we avoid it? I don't think we can. There's nothing changing the maths for us here. There is no... Just realized I was suppressing, not bolstering the petty bourgeoisie. We are now being told we have a revolution brewing from the landowners. They are angry, presumably about the high levels of taxation. For the first time they've had to pay taxes. It's gaining 10 a week. They want to roll back women's rights. Munster would succeed if this pushes through. Our radicals are quite high. We don't exactly have a military. Munster, that is where we put a lot of our bureaucracy. Revolution is still gaining steam, and I bring it down a little bit to... Oh, I can pass consumption taxes. If I get taxes down one more notch, will this start decreasing? And then don't need road maintenance up here anymore. Pass another... We don't need manufacturing. Pass. Services is giving us 95 for 200. Opium looks like the... Yeah, we'll tax opium for now. We'll tax tea. Why is that still negative? Let's stop trying to pass this law. I don't think we need to look at any other laws. That's decreasing, and we're now making money. Minus 192, 5k. Still is a government deficit here. We need one more of these, but realistically what we need is paper mill. Buildings, move that to the top and resume it. There is an investment pool of 500k. Is it going to get used? We're now building without it coming from our money because the investment pool kicked in. Revolution is stall. It's decreasing. It needs to decrease. 85 weeks to build this paper mill. Don't think we can really afford to put in a have sawmill. Can't build coal. We can get sulfur. We can get iron. Chemical plants with the sulfur. Glassworks. Furniture. Paper, I think, is the thing we need. Okay. We're at minus 192 bureaucracy. The construction center would cost us 2,000 a week. Get one. So it's getting built with investment money. Revolution is stalled. The red glowing red flags. People's Republic of Cork is trying to rise up. Here's the construction being built. Okay, that's been built, costing only 187. Shifting to iron would be too expensive without having already built some iron. Build another one here though. Minus 650 in debt. We only have 150 cap, but we did not declare bankruptcy. There is the patent sales for the food industry. Now shift to patent sales, which will increase liquor and decrease groceries, which should be positive. So baking powder dough is going to be a better option for us. Still positive. We're down to 187 deficit as our population continues to emigrate. So we're spending 200 bolstering the petty bourgeoisie, who are now up to 0.9. Long drag. I think we are going to cancel this bolstering. Put that 200. Instead, either put it into... We're only getting 33 fee. Getting 69 from services. Now we're getting 1.27 for 200. So clothes, we go furniture, clothes. Everyone uses clothes. Everyone uses it. They'll put us in the... Then we can pay 75 to go road maintenance into the capital, which will boost the construction. So plus 10%, 8.9. Iron Mint. Yes, we're trying to bring in... Yeah, we want to make paper because one of the things we have is we still have a bureaucracy deficit. So I want to bring down the cost of paper. The industries are still making a loss. It's because they have a throughput penalty from the diminished rum production. Still in the green. Down to 400,000 of debt now. And just okay. So there's our paper mill. Now we're going to shift to sulfite pulping. Currently plus 12. Shift to sulfite pumping. realistically, part of a massive market like this, we're not having much back. So I think we need to make stuff we can export. We need to always now belling. Landowners are plotting a revolution. What are they upset about this time? They want censorship. And they're going up +10. Munster and Connacht would succeed. I need to bring taxes. On a deficit for a little bit. Still going up. So censorship would have the effect of giving us extra authority and a reduction of technology spread. And go back to middle tax. Munster needs it. Don't get investment for we can't afford to run this for terribly long. A revolution coming down. Okay, 23 weeks. We shifted road maintenance to Munster. -182 bureaucracy. Our population is now 7.6 million. Like a real Ireland. Everyone is leaving. Oh, thank you, France. We're about to get 700k from France. France has proposed to take on our national debt. Hopefully, this is not done with a sinister motive. Boom! Just like that, our losses also decrease because we're now paying less in interest as well. Huge headroom. Book burnings. What? It's 140 days. If I could just let that tick along. Now negative in influence. Stop improving relations with Scotland. Is that positive? We're -111, 107 from a bureaucracy point of view. Only a 25% tax waste. Over enthusiastic partisans. The National Land League will be led by Jack Temple Moore. Become the leader of the Land League. Revolution's gone. Cancel enacting this. See if we get away with that. There's the revolution come back. Oh, and I can't do it for a year. Shit. Can't wrap it. Revolution's gonna happen. Unused construction. Build a small military. The revolution is not incrementing as much anymore. They don't fancy their chances anymore. Budget point of view, this military needs to actually be trained, so I need to go at least to this level, not to the middle level. Don't take the penalties on training. Oh, there's baking powder. Oh, into the food industry. We can now go to baking powder. So it's at +124. Now it gets +3. Paper mill is proven quite effective, so we'll give it another one. Get a government center. Don't really have tools. Go to tooling workshops. Cancel road maintenance here. Enable it in the capital. General, we're not going to hire a general yet because that bureaucracy. Some more trade. We are building gold reserves. Industrial barriers. We will continue to use these every time to slam the about. That revolution not fucked up. Then again, a -100% bureaucracy. 60 are being used in trade routes, so that could disappear. We're down to 7.3 million people. We've lost another 300,000 people. So yeah, we're going to keep our military running at the lowest level. That we don't have a general for them because that would cost bureaucracy. Now that revolution is still hanging around like a bad smell. Oh, they're now pushing legal guardianship. No, I'm not giving them that. I will crush their revolution. Government so close. So fully employed. -26. Soon be able to pass some laws. Bring some institutions back. Make our people's lives better. Look at Scotland. 7.6 million GDP. 1.6 million people. So they're doing a bit better than us. Wales. 4 million GDP. 1 million people. So their population has increased. Ours has decreased. Scotland's population has also been on a sharp decline. Ireland, our population being on a steady decline. Now we're getting some growth. Now if we look at our standard of living, we've managed to hold that reasonably well. 12.3, 5.7 GDP, so it's fluctuated, but we're in the positive, you know, so we have 1.5 million gold reserves. We're making money, we're building. The revolution is not disappearing anytime soon. Oh, we're now considered to be stockpiling gold. Start paying government wages. Still make it. Where are we currently building? The north, so we shift road maintenance up there. I think we will look from a declared interest mainly from a trading point of view. So we'll look at the United States. I think we're going to push this, given that we're sitting on gold. Boom. Nice suggestion. Next, we are positive on bureaucracy for the first time. Liberal Party won that election, followed by National Land League. The Conservative Party does not exist in Ireland. Now, the petty bourgeoisie are loyal. I think there's definitely a case to be made for looking to bolster the petty bourgeoisie or to suppress the landowners. We're taking agriculture, ranching, plantation deficits because of how angry the landowners are. They are angry because they're angry. And the devout, we are taking an education access issue from them. If we were able to get the petty bourgeoisie active, we'd have loan interest. 10% bureaucracy would be great though for middle manager. Now we are gaining capitalist investment pool contribution, production technology benefits from the industrialists. So we should probably focus our technology to focus it in the production because of that. The rural folk are a little upset at us. We have good legitimacy. We couldn't bring the landowners of the devout in at their level of unhappiness. Realistically, we could kick the rural folk out. Really the only change we could make here. Look at our laws. Wouldn't mind getting involved in the colonial game. Be nice to get health back. That's an option for us. 14% approval. Home Affairs, National Guard. Can't afford this from a bureaucracy point of view, but it would reduce the recession speed, which would be very good, and would allow us to mobilise more battalions. Guaranteed Liberties would enable the Home Affairs institution as well. Give us the same revolution benefit as the National Guard, just without the mobilised battalions. Give us a loyalist radical improvement from standard of living. Probably we're trying to push this. Look at multiculturalism, try and get more people into the country, and stop discriminating against people like the English, which we are currently doing. Now, this would cost us a lot of authority, so I don't think we can afford that just yet. We'd look to stop being a monarchy, a presidential republic. We would gain legitimacy potentially. Parliamentary republic, but I don't think we're going to change our economic system. I think we're pretty happy with our tax system. Schools would be a good change, and actually there is some support to going to private schools, and less support, but some support for public schools. So we currently have religious schools, which gives us 10% education spread, 20% conversion, devout gain 10% strength. Going to private schools, it's 0.5% per wealth level. So the well-off people gain more, and the intelligentsia get plus 10. Or we go public schools, get a flat 10% education access, which is what we currently have. And there's a 12.5% assimilation, which is the increased chance of becoming Irish. So the intelligentsia don't gain. Now, it could be in our interest as a stopgap to go private schools to bolster the intelligentsia as a way of weakening the landowners, the rural, and the devout. I think, and there is pretty strong support for this, 31%. Health systems, so we get that mortality improvement. People stop dying. Less support for this. This is one I feel bad that we got rid of. This would cost us 70 bureaucracy, so we're going to bring this back in. Gives us a bureaucratic shortfall projection. Stockpiling gold. Government there. 15 weeks for this government administration. Less effective over in Connacht, and we want to get the sulfur mines going soon. We need to get logging going as well. Wood is just a really, really powerful resource in this game. We have a tool surplus. Import some coal. Only 8. That's not enough really. That's 15 bureaucracy for, yeah, that'll have negligible effect. But it's up to 11 now. We'll grow. Okay, let's put in the order. The 8 bureaucracy. Dublin, build that port. So we're going to focus on building in Dublin. Build quinine, so we could now do colonial reasonably effective. Production at the top, followed by the logging. Government administration is super close, but still so fast. We are over 20, so we're able to get a trickle into a second. Minus 6,000 because we've got 16,000 production. There's no investment pool anymore. But we are sitting on 2 million gold reserve. I think we'll just eat some of our gold. Revolution hasn't disappeared yet. Health taxes, something that's at 5% chance. We can get by. We'll take the... not pay. Yeah, so we road maintenance. So we're going to do focus build. Okay? Power into one area at a time. So we can't get coal, but we do have tools. So do this. Have sulfite. Trade center and changes. Logging, efficient, employing people. That option. Revolution. Yes. Logging, building it up, building it up. Capitalists who will be able to go invest in the investment pool when this cash reserve fills up. Logging camp is now full. It's making money. Per mill is able to shift to paper bleach, which will require dye for more paper. I think this is a change for us. So if we look, it's plus 350. We make this change, it goes to 1,000. The #1 paper mill in the world. There's nice to in. So I think we are going to look to get chemical plant, some of our rye and livestock built. Food industry research now. Dynamite might be a good option for us. We don't have coal. I think we need to go overseas and get coal and go improve fertilizer. Military, get our first job. Why is this the North Sea HQ in Ireland? Okay, so these are two offsetting options. So Brave gives a morale protection. Masterful Diplomat gives a morale recovery. They're both really good from a common point of view. They're both explorers. I think we'll take the open terrain versus the woodlands. He is in command of our small little army. We have the ability to raise 30 conscripts as well. They'll consider to be stockpiling gold. Iron mines are not considered cost effective. John Riley has offered some personal wealth to help fund a university. Yes, please, we will take a free university. This is now profitable. Up another level, it will produce more iron at a cost of tools and coal. Iron is still really cheap, and it's cheaper than its input. Losing money. I think nitroglycerin, which really expensive. Iron mines aren't usually effective. It is employing people. It's not. The lead mine is doing well. It would go up. Lead mine is glycerin. We start making some. I think we will pump the lead up. Lead is an input for arms in paper mill. Is at max gold reserves. It has 30 capitalists, so there's probably no harm. And Belfast should get support. Go down to logging. For injured farmers, 10% enactment chance, mortality increase, but a 40% enactment chance, or 50%, I'll take the 50%. Nationalism unlocked, 10% more authority. Transport is really expensive. I think we will go back to road carts. Get rid of the vote gain, no vote lose. The vote lose a lot. Oh, they also get a big approval. No, I will give them some strength. With the revolt over, the economy stabilized and now growing, we have established New Ireland. Please like and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more of this Irish playthrough. I've been Garner. You've been awesome. Thanks for watching.